Alright guys, here's the issue that I'm having with the Subaru. You can hear the turbo spool, and then as soon as the bypass valve opens up, kind of sounds like a hair dryer going off. So yeah, here it is one more time. And even at that point, it's starting to like rev hang and do things like that. So hopefully the part that I ordered actually fixes it. One more time for good measure. Hey, what's going on guys? As you guys saw at the beginning of this video, my daily driver was making some weird noises under boost. So I decided to buy a Perrin diverter valve here that I'm going to be installing today. It is Super Bowl Sunday, so I don't really want to be out here too long. So I'm just going to get straight to work on this and then go take it for a test drive at the end of the video. But I really hope that that actually fixes this issue, because I had to kick the Camaro out. It's out in the poor cold right now. It's not snowing, thankfully, but it's like 20 degrees out there. But yeah, I was going to get straight to work on this, take off the under panel, and then I'll try and get a camera angle of what I actually have to do to change that. So let's get to it. This might not be the best angle, but here's my turbo inlet. Here is the electronic wastegate actuator that you actually do need to take off to get you a little bit more access to the bypass valve or diverter valve or whatever you want to call it, which is right there, which I don't know if you guys can see very well, but I'm going to get that off and you guys will be able to see it a little better, but you'll see where I'm reaching at. It's directly above the turbo inlet. And by the way, this part is a T30 Torx. We'll see if this is the bad part then when we get the other one installed. So when you get it down into the turbo there, this piston part goes into the turbo. Then I have a custom tune, and they say if you run anything higher than stock levels of boost, use the longer, stiffer spring. So you stick that in the turbo, you stick this onto there, and then you hold the spring right in the little holder like that in there. And then you push the spring down into the piston like this, and then it says the Perrin logo should be facing towards the motor because these holes are not symmetrical. So we'll get back under the car and get right to that. Side note, reading the instructions, it also said use the supplied 6mm bolts, the Allen keys. I only got sent one, so I'm just going to reuse the stock bolts. Hopefully that's not an issue. If it is, I guess I'll send a comment to them, but other than that, I only did get one bolt, so we'll see. So just for clarification, these bolts are just about the same length, so I'm not too worried about it. So I'm going to get this stuff back under the car and we'll go from there. All right, so we got the hose ran right here for now. Next, we have to take off this alternator cover to be able to get off the belt to pull the alternator off. At least move it out of the way. I do believe that's a 10. It's nice you got a top mount intercooler to stuff. But they say to be able to take this off, you take an Allen wrench and you stick it on the 19 on this tensioner here. You get a 19 millimeter. It's definitely not a 19 millimeter. Nice. Whatever size that is, you got to pull it over, then pin it basically to itself to relieve the tension. So yeah, once I figure out what size it actually is, literally the instructions say using a 19. So mine's actually a 17, mine being a 22, which whatever, as long as we got it figured out. But yeah, does this fit through here? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. Okay. So now it says you got to remove the 2 bolts off the alternator and actually pick the alternator up out of the way. All right. Alright, well, you guys heard that. It kind of did something. We'll see what it did. I thought I just broke a bolt. I know how Perrin just said to wiggle it, but I kind of just took my pry bar underneath and stuck it right here, and I was able to pick it up a pretty decent amount. So hopefully getting this up and nice. Getting that up and completely out of the way should be putting us in a lot better position than what I was just trying to fight with it that way. But I don't know. There's nothing else to pry on over here to kind of get it the rest of the way out of the way, which is frustrating. Well, I guess there is this little lip there. I don't recommend this. I just don't. Oh, okay. Maybe I recommend that. I was like, I just don't know where else to go with it, but that's basically all you got to do. So now there's going to be a vacuum hose right here that you're going to have to cut and put the T in from the Perrin kit. So I'm going to set you guys right here, get a better light, and go from there. And as that's cut right here and there, you got to install it like that. Oh, nice. Really? Hey, what's going on, guys? It's a completely new day. I kind of abruptly ended last clip. I was struggling a little bit too much, and I cracked that hose, and it all went downhill from there. But I had to rush and find a hose
in the garage. It was Sunday. I needed to drive this Monday or today. I get everything done and fixed, go to accelerate again, and that noise is there but different. But I will say my drivability today was completely different, which is really nice. But I'm going to try and replace the O-ring on the charge pipe now, so it shouldn't be too hard or too difficult. But that's what I'm going to get to now, so let's get to it. So doing some investigating, this was hitting something on my car, making it look like you guys probably can't see in there, but there's actually an indent from where this is hitting on the inside. So I'm thinking that that's leaking air. So I'm just gonna put this O-ring back in the piece here, grease it up, and send it, because it's not, I doubt that this was actually the issue, which is crazy unfortunate. But I guess until I can buy a new charge pipe, this is what we're gonna deal with. It's always something, man. It is always something. Alright, after that wonderful discovery, I'm just gonna put the car back together because I do have to drive it tomorrow. It's unfortunate, it sucks, but it's what is gonna have to happen. So my issue is this charge pipe is literally resting right on that bolt and just vibrating around the whole time. I don't know if there's any way to fix that. That is ridiculous. All right, so I apologize for being all over the place, but as you guys saw, I found a nick in the charge pipe, and as a little band-aid, just to go test, which is what I'm doing now, to see if it actually changed anything, I'm going to be, I put zip ties to pull it away from it, and I duct taped it, or not duct taped it, electrical taped it, to see if that's actually going to be a big fix for what I have. And as long as it doesn't make the same noise as it did, I'm gonna say that it was actually leaking air through that. If it makes the same noise as it did, I'm gonna say there's an issue. But we should do that one. Yeah. But yeah, I just hope that it at least makes a significant noise change. Honestly, right now the throttle response feels a little bit better. I don't know if that's has anything to do with that air leaking through, which it could be rev hanging and everything like that, but let's get a little heat in the motor and kind of roll into it a little bit and go from there. But all right, coming up to the stop sign here, and then I'm going to obviously stop and then at least let the turbo spool up to see if the noise is still there, or at least different sounding than what it was. So hopefully the noise is a bit different than it was, which would be really nice. I have to wait for a car or two. But yeah, I don't know. If it's not this, I might need some help and or guidance on what it could possibly be. It's really frustrating. This is my daily, and I don't really care to have it down for extended periods of time. still sounds the same. That's frustrating. Feels like it pulls a lot harder though. Maybe that was causing a bit of a leak, but I don't know what the next move is. That's really frustrating to me, honestly. Like I said, I would really hate to down this thing for something that I really don't even know the real fix to. I don't know. It's defeating. I mean, I can drive it to and from work. Every time I get into boost, I cringe. It's really a sad thing. I definitely thought it could be the O-ring. Then I saw the hole in the charge pipe. It wasn't that. I thought, oh, maybe it's the diverter valve. The turbo looked really clean when I looked in it. I don't know what else it would be. There's not really another boost leak, for say, of what I saw. But it almost sounds like it got louder. Does that make sense? I don't know. The power felt like it was back a little bit. Back to where it was before. But for some reason now, the noise got louder. Unless it's that... I also saw a little hole on the piping from the charge pipe to the intercooler, the silicone there. But I doubt that's that. Man, I don't know. It definitely didn't leak through when I, saw light and stuff. Here you go. It definitely got louder. And that car pulled like I've never felt it pull before. That was weird. That was really weird. So it was leaking off boost, but it still makes the really high-pitched squealing hair dryer noise. I don't know, guys. I'm defeated. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. It's really frustrating, but that's gonna be where I end off this video, on a loss. Trying to chase my tail on something that I don't even know. But I hope you guys enjoyed at least me modifying my daily for the wrong parts, for say, and all that. But I'll try and find a fix and we'll go from there. I appreciate you guys for watching. I enjoy and appreciate every single one of you for tuning into my videos and leaving comments and everything. It doesn't go unnoticed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me chasing my tail. Maybe you guys are in the same situation or knew of some way you're in the same situation, and maybe you could help me out. That'd be greatly appreciated too. But nonetheless, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.